so let's see. Hopefully I'm live now. Had a bit of an issue trying to figure out how to get us to go live. I'm going to wait to see if I can see our feed here. There we go. I can see us. We're live officially. I'm really bad at this whole live stream thing. It's like a massive learning curve for me because it's not my element. But what I'll do is I'll make sure that we make up for lost time. So I want to start off by saying welcome everybody who's come out. This is going to be the live debate for the HDR versus SDR. We're going to be talking about a bunch of different aspects of it, whether you think it's viable, whether I think it's viable, a whole bunch of other stuff. So, almost dropped my phone there. What we're going to do is we're going to say a massive shout out to quite a few people. First of all, everyone watching, shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome. We want to say shout out to these folks right here. We have I Sincerity and Why You Mad Doe. These people donated before the live stream even started. Massive shout out to you guys. So you guys are going to go on the pumpkin wall behind me. And we also have, I had one. I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story behind this. Not much. I'm not going to be long-winded. But essentially, my wife went out. We bought this special gold pumpkin for one community member, one VIP person that's really on the ball. And I've got to give a massive shout out to Daniel G. Perez. This guy has been the subscriber, the member. I'm not joking. Literally gets off work, rewatches all the live streams, goes out of his way to always be supportive, literally the top of the top of the top. And he hit a milestone here that I'm really happy about. He is the absolute first person to hit our 24-month badge. And he has the #1 Brandon Honesty badge next to his name. So proud about that. So, Daniel G. Perez, if you can see this, there you go. Let's try to, there we go. There we go. We got some sort of focusing happening. You got the golden pumpkin. Doesn't really look very gold on camera, but, it's kind of like a bronzy gold, I suppose. But, yeah, man, #1 right there. Incredible. So, yeah, massive shout out to you, man. Super cool stuff. And for everyone coming on, thank you guys for that. As you guys can probably see, I've got that classic Sony G Master focus breathing. It's terrible, I tell you what. But whatever. It's a Sony G Master. We'll make it work. All right, so let's answer some questions that you guys have, and let's have some fun here. All right, so we've got a new member, Michael C. Shout out to Michael C. You'll be getting a pumpkin. We've got Endless 4K. You said best TV for cable under 700. I think I did a video recently on that. I think if you check, where is it? My top 5 Black Friday deals, I basically kind of did something like that, similar. So definitely dive into the prior uploads, and I got you covered there for sure. We've got Eunice. You said, good evening, everyone. Good evening. We've got top 5 TVs, $1,000 range, the $1,500 range. And similarly, I did the top 5. Those are basically the best deals you can find right now. But for the $1,500 price range and so on and so forth, the LG C1 and the Hisense UHG, those two TVs are bar none going to body almost everything else out there. And that's just as real as it gets. And then, of course, we've got, what is it, a Big C-Dub. What's up, man? You said Quantum checking in from Austin. We got Austin in the house. What's up, bro? We've got Joshda. You said fully calibrated pumpkin. What's going on, man? And we've got Michael C. You are on the pumpkin. There you go, bro. Look at that. Thank you so much, man, for being a new member and being a part of the VIP family here. I really do appreciate it. I really hate this focus breathing on my Sony. My Sony lens is the worst. It really is. The focus breathing is terrible. All right, we've got... Hey Quantum, what's going on? Hey Champion, keep the content. Thank you. We've got best C1 size 65 or 77. I'm going to say 65 inch. Probably going to get a lot of flack for that, but it's okay. Because at 65 inches, it's kind of the sweet spot of kind of like all television, where when you start going up higher, you deal with other things like pixel density loss. And honestly, I just don't like losing any resolution. So the bigger you make these pictures, the worse off it's going to get. And there's no secret that video technology and television technology is light years behind what we have in the photography world. And if you don't believe me, take take any camera that you have, whatever megapixels you want, multiply that out and figure out what that number would be, and it will be almost immediately higher than what your TV is capable of producing. And that's kind of where we are right now. And of course, things have gotten a lot more complex with HDR. And I kind of want to kick the debate off by talking about HDR in a similar fashion to kind of like how we did on our last debate, by just kind of giving you my position on it and just kind of seeing what you guys think, you know, like a live forum, kind of like as if we were doing an actual video, except you guys can interact and let me know. See, for me, a lot of people always ask me, why do you disable HDR? These are very popular questions. And then another popular question that I get is like, okay, so I'm noticing that, like, I think I literally answered this today, but I had another person ask it, like, you know, you change contrast in your settings, but then I was told that contrast is tied directly to HDR, so aren't you destroying the picture when you adjust contrast? There's so much. So the short answer for those questions, for people wondering, you can throw away a dedicated picture mode for HDR. You don't necessarily have to affect contrast for SDR, which is 9 times out of 10 what I do. And also 9 times out of 10 why I don't use HDR. Because you usually have to pick a sacrificial picture mode that you're not going to use and then toss it away. Because truth be told, they got ahead of themselves. It's a beta test. And anyone telling you that it's anything, the PQ is anything other than a beta test is lying to you. Because the problem is we have such a varying amount of nit ranges, and, you know, it's just all over the place with dynamic range. Capabilities of cameras are not equivalent, right? So those curves are going to be all over the place, right? And now with PQ, the idea is, of course, you have absolute points. It's not relative, you know, like when you have gamma, how it's relative, you have absolute, which is fine. Now I'm talking a little bit more technically, so I'll speak in English. Essentially, long story short, you are targeting something very specific when you're going with PQ. You were looking at a nit range and you were saying, hey, I want to be able to target this nit range, blase, blase. But a lot of the problem that we have is a lot of displays aren't equivalent. For example, you have an LG OLED or a Sony OLED, whatever. Even an entry-level TV like, what do we got? Samsung TU8000. I don't know. I just pulled that one out of a hat, okay? You know, those TVs will probably target somewhere in the ballpark of 500 to maybe 700 nits, right? Okay, so that's not going to be anywhere near as powerful as something like the TV behind me, the Samsung Q8FN, getting well over 1900 nits, and other TVs in that ballpark. So you are presented with a new unique problem that did not exist for SDR, okay? And that is essentially everything is either too bright or too dark, and there's no way to uniformly represent it across the board because no one's willing to drop the 4 HDR standards. We've got HDR10, we've got HLG, we've got Dolby Vision, and then we have other variations of HDR that exist out there. And it's just kind of like, I'm really over it at this point. And a lot of people really kind of go to HDR because it's the quick marketing term. Everybody knows about it. Everybody talks about it. But the thing is, right, everybody watching this video, 9 times out of 10, bro, like your SDR was shot in HDR already from the jump and set to broadcast levels, right? Broadcast safe levels so that you can go in and adjust. And there's headroom for the multiple types of displays that it's going to be presented on. Whether you're watching, undersaturated display or an oversaturated super vibrant displays. That's what broadcast safe levels are designed to do. They're designed to broadcast to a bunch of different clients. And I really don't like the concept of people like not representing that when they talk about HDR versus SDR, because the reality is, let's take, you know, your favorite movie show or whatever, favorite TV show that was shot in SDR. The reality is it was shot 9 times out of 10. You can probably ask any producer, any colorist, anybody who does anything video related, it was probably shot in SDR format, like a log, vlog, hlog, whatever log footage. That is HDR because you're taking multiple stops of dynamic range and then they wrap it in a Rec 709 container so that you can view it on a Rec 709 or standard dynamic range display. That doesn't mean that the footage itself or the content itself is not capable of looking really nice when you start doing more creative things with it. You just have to know the breaking point of the footage. Every footage has a breaking point, but that doesn't mean that before you get to the breaking point that you're not going to see something extraordinary happen to just regular SDR footage. Why? Because it's calibrated to a very, very, very specific, everybody does it this way. HDR is not like that. HDR is literally like, today I'm going to choose 500 nits for my project. And then the next developer for the next game will choose something higher. And it's literally so all over the place, like I was saying, that it's literally a gimmick. But then that gimmick is further like kind of exasperated by the fact that you have manufacturers all over the place. Doesn't matter if it's real HDR or not, they'll put fake HDR on TVs, 8-bit HDR. You've got Sony doing that shit all the time in their cameras, right? Everybody who shoots a Sony Alpha camera, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Unless you buy an A7S or like the new A7 IV or something like that, you're not getting like actual 10-bit, like it's 8-bit HDR. It's like fake HDR. And it's really annoying for me because it's like, you always have this like battle of trying to explain to people that there is no way you can calibrate HDR. Stop using it and acting like you're going to get a reference accurate image. It's not possible. There is no standardization for it. So my position on this whole SDR versus HDR thing is, it's basically a big giant gimmick. I've got one of my wife's lovely hairs on me. It was like tickling me. I'm like, what is tickling me? But it's one of those things that like really bug me. Now, another problem that I have with HDR versus SDR is always 1,000,000% of the time when you're watching this stuff, there's so many people that'll jump up and down and they'll be like, HDR is better because it's newer. And that's the only reason. Never mind the fact that every retail store, every manufacturer, everybody will literally go in and doctor the footage. They will literally make SDR 1,000. They'll revert it back to the log footage that it came from and say, this is conventional and this is HDR. It's total bullshit. It's not true. It is a crock of crap. Nobody produces a final SDR product that is so grossly washed out that you can't even view it. And they know that, and they're manipulating a gap in your knowledge to seem like they know what they're talking about, and it happens more often than you think. And I'm over it personally, and I've been calling HDR out. Fuck, I guarantee you, you look up HDR versus SDR, my videos will probably be some of the ones that you find, because I'm sick of it. I'm really, but that's why this debate exists, because I want to hear some of the different positions on if you use it, why. Because in my experience, I've only seen maybe like a handful of good showcase pieces. Some people can get it okay, but across the board, you can still get equivalent, if not better, with SDR than you could with HDR, and that's just kind of what I found. Now, to dive back into the comments here, we're going to open up our trusty dusty tab here, and welcome to everybody who's come on. Seriously, debate, I'd love to hear some of your positions on this if you have a different view, and if you have the same view, I'd like to know why, or whatever the case may be as well. And again, thank you all for participating and having fun here tonight, because that's what we're here to do. And we've got, let's see, best 65-inch for a bright room and a dark room. Bright room. So I think maybe you'd want to start looking at something like the Hisense U8G. I haven't had the chance to look at the U9DG. Another bright TV. I mean, like, they didn't really make a whole lot of bright TVs this year. That's the thing. And the ones that are bright, like the Vizio P-Series Quantum I recently reviewed, it's a bright TV, but it has a hell of a lot of glitches, and the audio synchronization issues are like a no-go. So that's not going to work, right? So, I mean, bright TVs, maybe the QN90A, and that's reasonably bright, right? But it's not, they don't make them like the one behind me anymore, the Q8FN next level stuff. They're just not doing it like that anymore. I don't know. It's irritating. Believe me, it's really irritating. What's going on, Justin? You said, are you thinking about looking at sound bars? I am, but I'm kind of stuck. I'm like, do I do the Bose or do I do the Samsung? I have no idea how to go about like picking which sound bar. It's like, that's the hard part for me at this point. I don't know which one to pick. So I guess maybe if you guys have a preference, sound off in the comments so I can read it later and then maybe make a decision, because I'm kind of all over the place with it. Beats me. I don't know what to do with a sound bar, It'd be like, I usually just buy personal sound bars and then review that. And then if the TV stuff, I usually just go off of course, requests and stuff like that and the usual stuff I know about. But with sound bars, it's a little different because it depends. It's confusing for me sometimes to figure out the right one that you guys are needing a review on. So sound off down below. Help me out here. I'm from the UK, by the way. It's 6 a.m. That's wild. Well, shout out to you, man. I appreciate that for sure. Hamza, I hope I said that right. Shout out, man. Shout out for coming out and staying up late and just watching the stream, man. I really appreciate that. That's super cool. We've got C. Shaw. You said, do you think it's okay to trust manufacturers' updates now like Hisense? Nah, nah. I don't get in the habit of trusting updates. I've seen an uptick, by the way, in a lot of people with the LGC one saying things like, "Oh, I can't get my HDMI signaling override to work after the recent update." And there's been like droves of comments saying that, and I'm just like, crazy, but also straight because now I'm not doing that update because I'm not losing that. The TV loses all value if it can't access BT 2020. The C1 would go from being the best TV this year to one of the most average TVs at that point. Because if you can't access that wider color, forcing it on SDR content, there's no reason to buy that TV. Fact, like straight up fact. You are watching a washed out picture. And you don't believe me? Watch the video that's pinned to the home page. Like, fact. Like, there's a big ass difference. And of course, you have people like, Vincent over at HDTV Test. I mean, sorry, but it's true. That'll tell you, like, nah, Chief, that ain't it. Like, all you're doing is making everything overly red, as you guys who have seen my results know that there's such a big difference. Like, I can't go back. Like, I cannot go back. And I've been doing this for years. And I won't go back because I know better, right? And once you try to step outside of a comfort zone and you do something new, then you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I don't trust updates. I think that maybe they'll pull something out. Maybe they'll take something away. I wouldn't get in the habit of trusting updates at all because I mean, come on. They'll always tell you what they add, but they never tell you what they take away. And just a little story on this. My biggest regret ever as a TV owner, I had the Samsung KS8000, boss ass TV day one. Before I knew anything about how bad updates would get, this was in 2016. How could I have known how tribalized it would get, right? I didn't know because it was a relatively new concept with smart TVs, updating your TVs and things like that, fresh off of like the 2013s, right? It was only, a few, there was a few years in between, but it wasn't as well known, and we definitely weren't talking about it like we are now, right? Now that we know. And it's just like, they used to have, like, when HDR kicked on, this cool little indicator, boom, lets you know HDR is on. Local dimming, so much more effective day one. It was a beast. There was like no blooming on that freaking TV. After like the first update, blooming kicked in, everything got weaker, everything was buggy and shitty, and it's just been a mess ever since. And I fucking now hate that TV because it's my biggest regret ever updating it. And Samsung has always been like that. They've nerfed TVs with updates, and bro, like, don't get me in this tizzy. I will be going all night about Samsung and like, bro, like they really royally screwed me, man. Like, I'm mad about that thing because no TV ever again will look as nice as the Samsung KS8000, and I know it. You're talking chrome and like the illuminated Samsung logo. It was masterful. It was a true work of art, and they ruined it, man, with those updates. So no, if you're watching right now, don't do these updates. They're not your friends. These updates are cancer, and that's just as real as it gets. Okay, so we've got Ray. What's going on? You said, "What's up, bro?" You said, "Hey to the family and everyone." I appreciate that. Thank you, man. HDR is overrated. I believe that too. We've got Jackknife One. You said cap. I don't know. Can you elaborate? Cap of what? We've got Hey Quantum. You said I noticed on my CX a lot of Dolby Vision and HDR. You said, oh, I'm sorry. You said I noticed on my C10 on a lot of Dolby Vision and or HDR there is grain in a lot of the scenes. Is it my settings? I mean, it depends because I don't know what you're watching. So some films tend to get worse when you watch HDR, and the reason they get worse is because you're cranking up the luminosity, the peak brightness, so to speak, to get that pop and that awe of HDR. But by making something brighter that maybe shouldn't be brighter, you're exposing more film grain because all of these idiot directors and final say kind of purists, that like to always have the last word. They love film grain for whatever unbeknownst to me ass reason. It's very strange, and they will wrap it in fucking film grain. You're like using HDR. You're like halfway there into the future, and you're like, nah, 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 nah. You know what, Haas? Hit it with that 30-year-old CTR look or CRT look, and I'm just sitting here like, fucking why? Stop making it look like a VCR playback. Like, this is stupid. But they do it. So it might not be you at all. It's very possibly it's exaggerated film grain from the higher peak brightness, and that's just a simple way to say it. We've got Cheers, mate. What's going on, man? I thank you for that. I know your stance on the Samsung QN90A, but would you pull the trigger on, or I'm sorry, Would you pull the trigger, get a QN98 if the prices for 75-inch were $2,000 or 85-inch for $2,600 or so? No. Why? When you look at the way that the black levels are going to perform, you're still going to run into sparse blooming, and that's the biggest problem that I cannot stand, because the contrast isn't high enough natively to support the actual black levels they're pushing through the local dimming. So it's going to look off from time to time, and yeah, sure, you might run into some scenes that are inky, but it's meh. It's not great. And they don't have an HSL. You still have an RGB mixer style of doing your color calibration, which is going to make it way harder than it needs to be. And I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, like, if you're doing auto cal, then yeah, sure, you can just do it in 30 seconds. But for manual calibration, it's a bit more of a pain in the ass generally. And I don't know. Motion has never been fantastic. And honestly, I don't know, man. I'm disenchanted by the lack of a one connect box, which is like so basic. I don't know why that's missing. It feels a lot like the Q90T from what I reviewed. And honestly, I feel like for that, just save the money and get a Q90T in those same sizes if possible. So that's what I'll say there. It is sometimes HDR makes the picture worse. Most of the time, like 99.9% of the time, HDR is factually worse than SDR. I've done side-by-sides. I've seen it on so many different occasions. And you got to understand, like, I'm somebody that went into HDR like, okay, wide color gamut, better brightness, deeper blacks, sign me up, more dynamic range. Who wouldn't want that? But the reality is the way they're achieving it is not only fake, it's not standardized, and it's a beta test. It's not ready. The fact is they're jumping all over the place and they're trying to figure out what they're doing before they even know what they're doing, and they're selling it to people. And it pisses me off. And you can see that that's the case with how first we had HDR10, then we had Dolby Vision, then we had HLG. And what next, man? You know what I think we need? I'm just going to say it right now. I'll sound like the biggest, I guess everybody, on the other side of the campaign loves to use this word. I'll sound like the biggest clown out there, but I'll say it. I think we need something called VHDR, Variable High Dynamic Range. And the idea behind it is very similar to the way dynamic range should work, but it doesn't. So what we need is some way of accommodating for every single television type universally, okay, on the fly, kind of like variable refresh rates do, okay? But we need that for HDR to adjust luminosity, tone mapping, everything. Everything on the fly so you don't have to do anything. That's the whole idea. That's what I hope that we get out of this. I don't think that'll ever happen. I think they're going to make excuses because nobody stands up. Nobody says, hey, enough's enough. I'm tired of this. I'm not going to do it anymore. So that's where we are. We've got, hello, Quantum. Simple question. Can I trust TCL if I'm going for a TV that will be with me for the next 5 or 6 years? If no, then is Hisense a better alternative? If I'm being very honest with you, I've never, ever, ever tested any of these TVs that long. I've never tested them for 5 or 6 years, so I can't tell you that answer. I'm sorry. If somebody has more experience in that area, let them know. But I have not been literally day in, day out living with TCL long enough to be able to give that answer. And it'd be unfair just to say yes or no based off of what I've heard, because I don't know factually that it could last that long. So I'd say I don't know. Sorry, man. I wish I could be more help there. HDR is a joke. I also turned it off. 1080 SDR is still king for me. At least there is a standard. Exactly. Thank you. At least there's a smart way of going about it. You're not sitting there trying to fumble around in the dark, and then as a consumer, you're picking up all their marketing bullshit as they go, oh, this is HDR. You want to know? I'm gonna piss so many people off. I mean, sorry in advance. I'm say it again. I'm going to piss some people off, and I can't help it. But when we talk about HDR, gaming consoles kind of coming into that thing, Xbox kind of has the worst, absolute worst bullshit marketing going on right now through third-party developers. They have this optimized for Series X being grossly abused. I recently bought the Nickelodeon All-Star Battles game because, I love a lot of the Smash Brothers type games, right? And, the fucking game has frame tearing on the world's most powerful console. I'm beyond over this. They just slap shit on the box, make you buy it, and it pisses me off. And then if that's not bad enough, then we've got like so many other issues, like the new Demon Slayer game. Like, I'm noticing when I'm running around in the Demon Slayer game in story mode in the forest that it's dropping frames and it's glitchy and it's jarring. Now when I'm fighting it's fine, but when I'm running around in story mode, I'm noticing it's at least 30 to 24 FPS and back up to 30. It's not ideal, and for me that's a huge no-go, because I'm a PC guy now, right? I am used to the 1440 60 upscaled to 4K, playing at 60 FPS, locked with like max everything, texture, setting, and isotropic filterings out the ass. Like, I'm used to it. And so for me, I see a lot of it, like, nowadays companies know that they can just lie to your face and there will be a cover up. And if you don't believe me, if you don't believe that people will just cover up even though you know something and everybody else around you knows something, there's a let's go something happening right now. Just gonna say, tell me I'm wrong. Biggest cover up ever. You know what I mean? Just saying. We all know what he said. Even little kids. Just saying. But moving on, we're gonna start with, to me, Dolby Vision is amazing. Just watched Avengers Infinity Wars on my LG C1. I'm so satisfied with the picture quality. I mean, the thing that bothers me is, like, it's dodgy. Some things are good, some things are bad. And, like, you can find those one-offs, like Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, yeah, that's fucking amazing. Like, I love Horizon Zero Dawn's HDR representation sometimes. But then on other TVs, it look like dog shit. So it's really hard, because, like, your C1 experience will be good with Dolby Vision, but then the next experience might not be so great. It might be one of those things that gets a little, you know, might not be the best. Ordered an LG C1 for your reviews. Ordered an LG C1 for your reviews, and ordered the Sony HT-A9. You said surround system HTC9 might be interested. Maybe I might look into that. I don't know though. I don't have the slightest clue right now. And we got I don't understand. We're being interrupted by one's family members. I don't understand. We're trying to pass messages. It's like when you're doing a live stream, like your loved ones send Morse code, you know? It's just like you gotta see the flickering lights, you know? I'm trying to see it. What is it? Oh God, no, not this again. Not this again. Oh boy. All right, well, fine, I guess. My wife is already laughing. She wants in on it so bad. All right, fine. Let's scroll down to the bottom. I'll skip over a few comments to answer this one, because apparently this is going to make her night. Okay. Lost the Nomad says, hello, I'm back for the VR porn discussion. Oh, boy. What do you say to that? What do you do with that? I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. You know what I mean? For those that don't know, in one of my last live streams, we were talking about VR and like how realistic it is and whatever, and like how some people are like kind of like little losers sometimes because they use like these virtual reality girlfriend games, and then some people even use it for VR porn. And well, there was some guy that came onto the chat that was like, there's VR porn, and like my wife died, was cracking up laughing. It was actually a ride. It was a lot of fun. Not gonna lie, it was a lot of fun. But then I see this comment, and it's like, I'm back for the VR porn. It's like, bro, you just had to do me like that, man. Like, I don't know what to say to that. What do you do with that? What do you do? I don't know. Did you have fun? I mean, good job. Is your hand sticky? I don't know. What do you want me to say to that? I'd have no clue how to respond to that appropriately. Oh, man. But it's all in the scheme of good fun, though. I'm sure we're all having a good time. All right, so we've got... what are your thoughts on the new PS5 dynamic tone mapping and it only working? Oh, you just triggered me immediately. Immediate triggered, bro. Oh, when I read that shit, it took everything in me not to make that video, because I know like there's gonna be like 20 plus people in the first minute. You're always bagging on Sony. Why are you so negative about Sony all the time? But they do shit. Bro, fuck it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna rant a little bit. I'm sorry, guys. I have to. Bro, why? Tell me why Sony is the nastiest company to all their consumers all the time. And again, if you think I'm hating on Sony for no reason, I'm shooting on a Sony A7R series camera and a Sony G Master lens right now. I put money into that company, so I can say this. My main daily driver in my main room is like a Sony A8G 65-incher. They've gotten my money over the years. But the problem is, they get to a point where they want to start doing shit that they know will set them up for life that's shady as hell. Like, dude, everybody wants a PlayStation 5 that doesn't have one, and then now, when they buy this PS5, let's say they have an LG C1, or let's say they have a Hisense, or a Samsung, they're purposely now making their TVs, their game consoles, incompatible with certain features like fucking tone mapping, something so basic as an HDR roll-off. And for those that don't know what tone mapping is, I'll explain it very simply. It's literally as simple, as easy as you can put it. Your screen is too bright. Let's say you have a Samsung QN98. It's too bright for the kind of content that was being mastered, or maybe too dim, or whatever. Same thing for LG OLED. All you're trying to do is get the capabilities of the content in your display more or less to match up. That's the whole concept behind tone mapping, right? And your display needs to be tone mapped for 9 times out of 10, because let's say I have an LG C1, it's not as bright as the 1000 nit content that I'm trying to view it on. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to tone map that so that it doesn't have a loss of detail. So we're not clipping and blowing out our highlights. Whole concept behind it. There is no reason why a TV like the LG C1 or some other TV that has awesome tone mapping capabilities can't take advantage of those PS5 features. It is a deliberate move by Sony. And if you think I'm playing, they recently announced, I know some of you guys aren't professional photographers, so you're not going to care, but in the world of photography, they've announced the Sony A7 IV. It's like everybody's talking about it, everybody's happy about it, and then there are people like me who are not so happy about it, and there's a good amount of us, because we noticed that A, it's not much of an upgrade over last year's camera, the A7 III, like at all, and then the other part that pissed a lot of people off is they kind of introduced features like focus breathing compensation built into the camera, so that like literally it only works with Sony lenses. Native Sony lenses. So screw Tamron, screw Sigma, screw all the other options you've invested in. Like, it's just, they're nasty all the time like this. And when they're not doing shit like that, go check my gaming channel. I open up my PlayStation 5, and I'm just ready to go play some games, right? And then there's this message that greets you on the home screen. We're now celebrating diversity. And I'm sitting here like, oh, okay, so we'll celebrate diversity, but not the VRR you fucking owe us. Like, oh my god, bro, immediately triggered by this comment, bro. Like, because Sony is that company that gets me on that fucking bender, dude. Because, like, there's no reason for it. Like, no reason to be so disrespectful, like, all the time out the gate. They just, like, from the jump, you're like, you get my money, here, happy customer. They're like, shut up. I'm going to tell you how it is. And guess how it is. It's a woke day for you. And I'm just like, can we not? Can we just be normal? Like, what happened to normalcy? You know, like, everything used to be normal. I'm the customer. I work for the money. I bring you the money. You give me the goods, and then I enjoy my goods. And now they got to push messages. Now they got to make patches specifically, or not patches, features. We'll call them features, okay? That makes certain third-party things incompatible. They've been doing that shit with their flashes for a while on cameras, and it's shitty to see it roll from cameras into TVs. And you want to know why? Nobody talks about it. Everybody's covering it up. I'm sick of this shit. Like, there's a problem in our society where everybody covers up everything all the time, no matter how wrong it is. They're just like, I don't see anything happening over there. What do you mean? Prove it. Prove it. You proved it? You proved it? Oh, I'm telling the overlords at Google so you can get shadow banned and censored for proving it. Like, it's the fuck, man. Like, oh my god, don't even... Oh, I'll be here all night. Can you tell? Can you tell? Triggered. I don't like that shit at all. That is the... Oh my god, I hate it. I will have to digress. I will literally be here all night running around in circles about how pissed that makes me, because it's not right. It's just... Come on, man. Make your products for everybody. You don't see LG doing that shit, cutting off parts of their tone mapping. You don't see Xbox doing that, saying, oh, by the way, you can't play at 120 FPS on a Sony TV. Sony's the only one doing, like, little shitty shit like that. Like, it's terrible. Like, oh, I have to walk away, because I'll be here all night. I really will. But, oh, you know the question to ask there. Oh, man. Did you get me on a bender with that one? Oh, my God. I digress. Okay, So moving on from that question, we have, let's see. I'm probably going to pick up a Polk React sound, a Polk React sound bar. Is that it's cheap enough that I can get it without too much fuss. That's always good when you don't have to break the bank. I hate breaking the bank. I really do. I'm on the latest update and I can do the BT 2020. Well, that's good to know that some LG guys can do that. I mean, great, because it had me worried. Like a lot of people were saying the opposite, so I'm just kind of sitting here like, that's really not cool. Hello, Quantum Simple question. I already answered that one. I answered that one. And now we're kind of caught up. We've got, hi, I just got the LG C1. I would like to set up the settings, try to donate to become a member. Didn't go through. Please advise. Please drop a comment for anybody who's having problems. I know that some users on some devices can't access membership. It literally just shows up blank for you. So in those instances, just shoot me a message in the comment section and I'll send you over the link so that you can join up, so that you can become a member, get the settings you're looking for and stuff like that. Yeah, some devices, I know a lot of Apple users have a big problem with that. So yeah. We've got Sony HDR A80 A90J Best TV 2021. You've been saying that on like every video, EM. Like literally like every video I post, you're just like, Sony's the best TV. If you feel like it's the best, then enjoy it. I'm happy for you. I genuinely am. Great. I will tell you though, you overpaid. It's not the best, and there are scientific reasons why it's not the best, which I've gone over at length, and I almost feel for you that you feel like they are the best no matter what. You only have two HDMI 2.1 ports. The audio is not the best. It's not fantastic, right? It's not game-changing, right? And then there's the elephant rhino in the room. There's an overly blue tint, and then the motion is terrible. I don't really have to say more outside of that. Just seems like a waste. We've got, what's your top 5 TVs of all time? Any company you feel would come out with the next beast within the next few years, or the C1's gonna be your main for some time? Well, if I'm being honest, I'm not loyal to any manufacturer. I mean, I switch between TVs all the time. Even in the same room that the C1's in, I got the 900E literally right next to it. So I'm not loyal at all to any of these TV manufacturers because they're not loyal to me, right? Like, I do what I gotta do. And I love it because now I'm able to do like my AAG and then my Q8FN, and then like I got all these TVs that I jump between. So I don't actually, as far as manufacturers go, I don't have a greatest of all time. I think TVs that like are like cornerstone TVs, like I think TVs, I got like, bro, by the way, I got like the longest eyelash that's like in my eye. I think I just got it, but it's annoying. Sorry about that if you see me like messing with my eyes here. Bro, I'm telling you, like, the TVs that I think are the best are TVs that you can't buy anymore. The Z9D, bro, I am mad that I didn't have the Z9D in stock when I was looking to buy. And it's just as simple as that. That is one of the best TVs ever made, if not the best. That TV is living. If you've got that TV, I'm jealous. You did good. Great job. Even all these years later, great job. You're shitting on everybody who just got the new 2021 Sonys, regardless of tier. OLED, QLED, doesn't matter. Or you know, we say QLED, but it's Triluminous Pro, whatever. You know what I'm saying. It's, bro, oh man, one of the best TVs. And then, of course, you have the C1. C1's like now a new top tier TV for sure with the motion. Hopefully they don't mess with that BT 2020. If they mess with that, that's going to change things for sure. But so far, they're doing pretty sick. Of course, my Q8FN. Fucking love this TV. It's like the best Samsung like they've ever made from the QLED line. And then we've got, you know, the A8G. I'm most impressed with that. It's like really damn good. I actually stepped up into like the A9G. I know some of you guys might have remembered. I hated it. It was terrible. So, I mean, there's a bunch of TVs. 900E, I mean, everybody called me the biggest Sony pony ever for all of 2017 through like early 2018 because the 900E was bodying everybody, and they didn't want to believe it. Vincent Tio and everybody, they were all, it's a mid-range TV, mid-range TV, mid-range TV. And that was the narrative, period. And everybody else that like watched that stuff just ran with it. I'm like, dude, like, no, it's It's a high-end TV, actually on Sony's website, listed as a premium 4K TV. It's the shit, man. It's really good. And back then, before all those damn updates, it hit 1,000 nits. It was like 1110 or something like that. It was pretty good. And then, of course, after updates, it's now down to like 980s, 950 something or whatever. I got retested or whatever, but what the hell's the point? They nerfed it, right? Sony fashion, but whatever. But yeah, so, say la vie there. Now moving down in the chat, we've got change from cinema mode, and you can see more in standard mode. We've got congratulations, Luis Lopez. Okay, so that doesn't apply. I can imagine how good the 77 will look. I have the 48-inch. It's mind-boggling, beast, and amazing. We've got HDR is like these vaccines/boosters. That's clever. That's good. I would touch on that, but we're not allowed to do that. YouTube says so. So, what can we do? That's dope. That's a dope idea. We've got just got the Best Buy 5-year protection. It was like $130 for 5 years. That's not bad. I think Costco comes with 5-year standard. Somebody correct me on that if I'm wrong, but I think like when you buy a TV from Costco, you get 5 years like standard. So if you could find it at Costco, do it. I had some guy come on to the channel that was saying like, Costco's prices for the C1 are going to be like $12.99 for the 55-inch and like a bunch of other prices. I'm like, that's pretty damn good, especially with the 5-year deal that they've got going. So yeah, I would definitely give that a gander. We've got Earl, what's going on? You said I stopped the update at 12:31. Yes, on the KS8000. That was the last one that was good, but it died in July, so I got a Hisense U6G for the money. It was great. Damn. Mine's still rocking, man. I'm telling you right now. That's the Nintendo Switch TV right now, man. Damn, I feel for you, though. Losing to KS8000 is rough. Robert, what's going on? You said, you have easily become my #1 channel for TV and knowledge. Oh, man, I appreciate that. Thank you, brother. You said, thank you so much for everything you share with us. Yeah, it's a privilege. It's a pleasure. I really enjoy dealing with people like you that listen with an open ear and an open mind and don't just close everything off and one way and that's it. And it's really cool because we can have a conversation. We can debate about things like SDR versus HDR. It's like, I might hate HDR. I might think it's the worst thing ever to come to the consumer market since like the gimmick of 3D with all the damn crosstalk in the world. And active 3D, passive was awesome. Don't know why passive 3D went away. I'd rather have 3D, passive 3D than HDR. Fact. Because it was more of a benefit. You could see a three-dimensional image. And that died because I don't want to wear glasses when I watch TV. It's like, come on, man. It was cool. It was so cool. But, I'm a little salty about that. What can I say? Especially once it started making its way to OLED. Like, could you imagine the LG C1 with 3D, passive 3D, HDR, which people love. I hate. But, people love it, so whatever. You have your wide color gamut, but you have your VRR with 3D. Like, come on. PS5, Xbox Series X, 3D glass, bro, oh my god, bro, I would be there all day, like, whoa, it's in the room, like, that's so cool, like, I'd have so much fun with it, I would, but what can I say, it is what it is. We've got, I set my Roku 4K to 60 hertz instead of 4K, to 4K 60 instead of 4K HDR 60, it looks better than HDR, 9 times out of 10, that I'm telling you, is going to be the experience for sure. Do you recommend cinema mode or standard mode for the Dolby Vision on the LG TVs? I haven't really made Dolby Vision settings yet, but when I do, I'll definitely get them posted up there. I use the cinema mode, but when I switch to standard mode for Dolby Vision, stuff looks a lot better and pops out a lot more. I think, honestly, for that kind of question, I mean, I use all my settings, and I really just kind of leave them exclusively to members. So I don't have any Dolby Vision settings yet, to be honest with you, because I kind of stopped making HDR settings because it's not standardized and it gives people the wrong impression because, on one hand, I'm an expert at what I do, but on the other, I'm using something that's not expert. It's actually a beta test, and it's really hard for people to understand. Like, HDR is not adding much. You're not really getting that much. It's like, if you want juiced up highlights, that's what HDR does. That's it. The wide color gamut thing, you can force. You can. People say you can't. You can. Dude. I'm about to. I'm gonna. I know I'm gonna turn some people on to some shit, but I don't care, man. On your PCs, if you're a PC gamer, you can go into Windows, set it to 12-bit, go onto your TV, force BT 2020. If you have something like the Sony A8G or anything with super bit mapping or smooth gradation even, I'm telling you, it is magical, and you can stream from that, and that's how I like to stream. Go on Hulu and watch anything at that point with those configurations. You're welcome. It's that good. It's, oh my God. I don't know how to say more than that, bro. That's how you do it. So, moving on to the next question. Just a joke and you were getting too serious. Hey, you know, I'm a serious guy. I know some of you guys don't actually know this about me because, like, a lot of you don't actually know me IRL, but, like, I'm not a jokester. I actually hate jokesters. I find jokes annoying. Here's the thing. I have a philosophy in life. If I didn't laugh hysterically at your joke, it wasn't funny. No knock on you, but I'm a serious kind of guy. I mean, fuck. What do I do? You know, I'm a serious personality type, so I don't really joke. I never understood the YouTubers that can like sit up there like all day being clowns. They'll dance or they'll put on a whole routine in a show that like borderline like pieing themselves in the face every day. And then I'm just sitting up here like, how do you go home and kiss your wife? How do you feel like a man? How do you look in the mirror after doing that? Is embarrassing. I can't do it. I feel the same way about people that are like smiling and bubbly all the time. Like, okay guys, welcome back to the channel. They're clearly 45. Hi guys, okay, #love, sweet everything, happy ponies, unicorn, MySpace. I'm like, fuck, dude, where are your balls? Like, I can't. So if I've offended you, I mean, sorry. It's just, you know, I'm not really knocking on you. I'm just having fun. I just didn't know how to respond to it. I don't know. You know? We've got Christopher. What's going on? You said, be a real man and get a... Now that's funny. Be a real man and get a doll. That was good. You get one. That was funny. Oh man, that was funny. Do you think Vincent watches VR porn? Oh man. I mean, seeing how often he bags on his wife in his videos, I would say yeah. I would say like he's got some like virtual girl online, some sugar baby. Or like at the very least, dude definitely cheats on his girl. Because you're not going to tell me he makes all of these like passive aggressive attacks on his girl in his videos. And like, I'm watching it. I'm not even his bitch, okay? And bitch is just a general word that we use when you're in my inner circle. I know it's 2021 and everything is, you disrespect women. But I mean, dude, calm the hell down, okay? You're just talking to your chick and you're going to literally shit on her every video you do when you mention her. Like, I cannot stand it. I'm watching and I'm just like, wow, you really just like, did her like that. Like, she picked a winner there. So yeah, no, I think definitely there's something going on there for sure. I mean, how could we know? And then there was like, I don't know if you guys remember it. There was like a few years ago, he made like this Twitter post that like, I mean, I'm talking like you'd have to be an OG like me back in the day, right? Pulling this shit out of the echelon of time. But he had like some weird South Park shit with like some like weird, like cum all over the computer thing. And it was like a joke he made, like, very publicly that you can see, like, and I'm just like, that's your expert? That's disgusting. Like, I don't make cum jokes. Like, what? That's nasty. Like, that's your expert. Moving on. We've got Q. I'm into VR gaming, but I can see the attraction for driving sims and flying. Yeah, no, that'd be sick as shit for sure. Like, I could imagine like being somebody who like wanted to be a pilot. You're aspiring to be a race car driver, and then here comes VR. And then you can literally do whatever you want. Whatever you want. The world is yours. I mean, come on, man. Like, that'd be really cool. You look around. These people get crazy with it. The VR treadmill thing, insane. Seeing these people run like they're in, like, Ready Player One or some shit. I'm like, what the hell is happening into the world? But I do see the appeal for people who are passionate about certain things that maybe they couldn't achieve in life. Because, I mean, come on. I know, like, to get flight credits is expensive, and to become a race car driver and get licensed and fully, you know, credited as a driver professionally is expensive and hard. It's like a very niche thing, and it's like the who you know kind of thing, not what you can do kind of thing. So, say la vie there. We've got, what do you think about the dual LED from Hisense? Haven't seen it, so no opinion yet. You said, did you get a U8G from Hisense? I have not. I'm still waiting. They said it'd be about 2 weeks, and I'm still waiting, so we'll wait until they decide to send one over. It's a logistic thing, apparently. And I don't know if it's caught on some sort of boat somewhere. I don't know. It might be stuck. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But they said it was used, so that can't possibly be the case. So I don't know. I have no idea what's taking so long. But frankly, it's just like, it's not really my concern. It's like, you send it, cool, I'll do a review. But otherwise, I mean, I don't really care. I mean, I'll do the stuff that I told you guys I'll do. Obviously, I'll give you the settings and everything that you're looking for. But in the meantime, I gotta wait for them. They sent it, but like, we gotta wait. Yo, Quantum, I buy TVs maybe every 5 to 7 years. The Q8FN TV, you said the Q8FN is still king for me so far. You said, do you see any substantial tech coming in the next couple of years? The quality of jump from the Q8, no. I'm going to tell you what's probably going to happen, right? Next year, they're going to come out and they're going to be like balls to the walls. You guys know what we got? Oh man, you guys aren't ready for it. The hype is at 100%. They got like the smoke and the fog machines and the trap music blaring and shit, right? And they're going to be like the brand new Quantum Dot OLED. And then there's probably going to be some disappointing shit like Sony's VRR, right? How they hype that shit up. We're going to do it. Yeah, we're going to do it. 2 years later, they come out with it. Everybody's talking about how much of a disaster it's going to be. I feel like Quantum Dot OLED is going to be a little bit like that because, number one, we already have Quantum Dots. Number two, OLED can only get so bright before you start doing risky shit. And this is the first of its kind. So you are going to be taking a step in the wrong direction as far as trusting how long it will last, like the durability and all that shit. We're back at square one, essentially. We need to figure this monster out again. And it's just, there's so many variables. So I think, honestly, I mean, outside of Quantum Dot OLED, they really got no moves to play. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, really? You're going to pull out full frame? Not full frame. What is it? Full array local dimming or mini LED. It's your moves are played. You've already got OLED screens, and I think like now they're making affordable and cheap OLED screens. And I think like once that starts to happen over and over and over and over again, it's going to get to the point where it's redundant. You're going to see diminishing returns like we have now on the market. And actually, companies are jumping ship from LED altogether, and now they're going to OLED. And it's so bad that they're literally sitting up here and they're like, you know what? Let's scale back what we used to do great. There's no reason Sony should ever be as bad as they are right now. Their full arrays should be the best on the market. Samsung should be like the best they've ever been. Like everybody could be making kick-ass full array TVs, but they don't. Because you guys remember back when local dimming was first introduced, if you've been around like at least from 2016, onward, it's annoying because they were close and it was like, okay, we just needed something a little better. Now introducing full array local dimming, everybody was like, oh my God, this is great. Right? They were charging $3,000 for it, of course, because it's the new technology of the time. That's their favorite number. $3,000 for whatever reason. Every time they come out with a new technology, bet your ass, anything new, $3,000. And it's just like, I don't know, man. I think they played all their moves, and I think once the moves have been played, they're kind of just sitting there like, we need to find something new to sell them, even though we don't have anything new. And so enter 8K, enter a new. They're going to find something to pair with 8K. I'm imagining, right? Something that you didn't know you needed until they said it. That turns out to be complete and total marketing garbage like HDR. It's just, I don't know, man. I swear to God, unless they come up with a way to like literally map PQ to every display on Earth, it's a gimmick. It's fake. I mean, but yeah, to answer your question, no, I don't really think so. Hey, shout out to Jason for becoming a new member here. And we've got something for you, brother. I see you. Welcome to the Pumpkin Gang. Jason, there you are, brother. Try to get this in focus a little better. There we go. Right there, man. And you're going on the pumpkin wall. Right back over there. All right. So now then, we're going to be moving on and answering some more questions, starting with... Oh, man, the chat really does fill up very quickly. There's like lulls where it gets quiet on the chat, and then it like comes in out of nowhere. Sony SDR still better? LOL. I believe so. We've got, damn, that's one hell of a lag. By the way, those PS5 custom controllers are insane. Thank you. Yeah, I put a lot of effort into them. I really love them. Oh my God. They're so sick, dude. The ability to swap out your faceplates and stuff, Sony made it hard on me. They did, but it was worth it because I go in there and I look at my PS5 and I'm just like, oh man, that shit is pretty. Like, oh man. It's pretty sick, for sure. So, yeah. You using the Z Fold? Nah, this is the FE... What is it? The FE20. The Samsung Galaxy 20 FE. Yeah, that's what that is. So, yeah. It's not the Z Fold. We've got... Or is that a Galaxy? Yeah, a different Galaxy phone. Yeah. Alex, what's going on, brother? You said hit that like button, guys. I appreciate your support, man. Thank you. And if you guys would be so kind, yeah, please help a brother out. It's community time. I love this time with you guys, just hanging out. We've got glad to hear your anti-mask mandate, smart man. I mean, who isn't at this point, bro? I mean, at the risk of getting permabanned overnight, did they not? This isn't me. I'm not a doctor, okay? I got this straight from everybody's favorite news source, CNN, and everybody's favorite religious figure, Andrew Fauci, okay? Did they not say that we had a certain percentage of something as young people? Did they not say that at first it was like 2 weeks? Did they not say that then if you take this thing into your body, you'll be good, and then you're fine, and then just to come out with like another variation of it, and then come out with a booster on top of that, which kind of proves that that thing that you're supposed to take isn't really doing that much. And then everybody who has that thing in their body is like looking at everybody else like, you better take this or you're a bad person. Why am I a bad person? You're protected. Run me that, Batman. You're good. So yeah, that's that. And like, how could you see all of this play out? Like, screw what political affiliation you're a part of. This is like common sense at this point. It's like, you realize the final variant is communism, right? You know this. They're literally taking your rights away. People have their kids being taken away. Like Australia, fact. It's in the news. Like, I'm not like, how? Parents are being labeled domestic terrorists. Parents, everyday normal regular people are being labeled domestic terrorists by school boards, and everybody's trying, like, oh my god, like, no, I want nothing to do. What happened? It's like, dude, everybody was like, I hate this orange man bad, and it's like, okay, but what has he done? I mean, I'm no fan of the guy. I mean, he's a rich politician. They're all rich old guys sitting around fucking off. Like, okay, but what, you know what I mean? Like, what did he do that was this level of bad? Like, create a military fob at the White House? Like, literally tell you're gonna lose your job of 20 years or however many years you've been on your job if you don't do what they tell you to? Like, that's overstepping, dude. Like, stop. Like, nobody wants that. So yeah, dude, yeah, absolutely. Fuck it, mask off, bro, all day, every day. That's why I'm so glad I'm in Florida, bro. Because, like, dude, like, I get on my tizzy, dude. Because some of these dudes just, like, literally get on, like, oh, you're a Trumper, I see. I'm like, dude, like, I don't vote for shit. Like, bro, the fucks I give about the political system are absolute zero. Fact. Because they don't look out for you, right? They all make promises every year, and they say, oh, those were campaign promises. You can't expect us to keep those. Ha, ha, blah, blah, blah. Like, every year, it's like, the fuck are you running for then, man? Get the fuck out of my face. I don't know. I have a very different philosophy with this kind of stuff. I'm sure I spoke sacrilege to people who are, like, super ultra into the politic thing, but, like, me, I don't care. It's like, do your thing, but leave me out of it. But then they start coming into my space and, like, telling me, like, it's like they literally want to tell you how to raise your kid. Like, literally down to, like, when you're in your own home, you better wear a mask. It's like, who in the goddamn fucking shit do you think you're talking to? I'll do what I damn well please. And if you don't like it, come challenge me on the issue. Like, it's my home. Like, I'm fucking chilling. I'm there with a Pop-Tart or some shit, chilling, and you're gonna tell me I can't do that. Like, what? Eat my Pop-Tart through my mask? Like, okay. Bro, I've seen some crazy shit, man. I have. And I can't talk about it here because, of course, everything is misinformation, which doesn't help their case, by the way. And anyone spouting this shit, it doesn't help your case. Everyone's immediately misinformed or a clown or oh yeah, I can't trust this guy. I thought he was a smart guy, but then he went that route. Shows what kind of fucking dumbass he is. I'm smarter and better than him. Getting on moral high grounds don't also help you. And it's just like nobody realizes that now, man, except for the people that like aren't for it. Which fortunately for me is a good amount of people seeing the hashtag that is getting banned because it's TikTok called it bullying to use that hashtag, by the way. It's just a matter of time before YouTube does, which is why I'm kind of dancing around the word let's go something. Because if you say it, permabanned, right? So, there you go. Yeah, anti-masker. I suppose that makes me a bad person. But for those, just to close, I have to, bro. I've been like this since the start. I'm alive and well. I keep hearing I'm gonna die and it'd be good for me if I died because the world would have one less of me, and like that's like really fucked up. But like at the same time, y'all been saying that shit for like 2 years, and the more you say it after the more I've experienced and the more I've seen and the more like events I've gone to, I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna die. Tell me more. Don't do that. Okay, I'm gonna go do that. Now what? What do you have? What do you have, dude? Like I don't know. I'm over it. Can you tell I'm over it? I'm like the rest of the country for the most part here. Like over it. So yeah, moving on. We've got 2 a.m. Holy shit, 2 a.m. That's crazy. And I'm still here enjoying the stream. That's what's up, bro. Like, hey, I'm gonna give you that dap through the camera. Boom. Like, bro, that's what's up, bro. That's sick. That's absolutely sick. I love seeing stuff like that, man. You guys are awesome. Quantum, keep it real. Thank you, man. Like Deadpool. You said we got and a calibration tutorial and a tutorial on calibrating basic calibration. Can't read tonight. I've lost all my skills, all of them. Basic, elementary skills, gone. But, you know, we got there in the end, so I get a cookie or a sticker or whatever they give kids these days. We've got Vizio, Passive 3D was awesome. It really was. Ronnie, what's going on, man? You said, sup, G, how are you? What's going on? We've got YouTube said so. Truth, you said, dude, your content is real all around. Much appreciated. Cheers. You said, cheers to the pumpkin lady and the fam. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. Hey, you already know. Pumpkin gang all day, man. Shout out. And I think not this week. I think at next week we're gonna have, it's next week because I just had to check the calendar because I had no idea. Next week I'm gonna take all the names on the wall and I'm gonna show you guys all of our superstars, man. I'm telling you. And then of course our golden pumpkin is gonna stay on the wall until the end of the year, which is Daniel G. Perez, which of course I'm gonna also be giving him a digital code to the Zack Snyder movie for just showing the love, man. Like, just, my way of saying, hey, bro, here you go. So, like, you guys can actually win something by staying with the community, and, it's not much. I mean, I'm not Rockefeller or anything, but I do what I can, and, like, hey, and it's weird. He's one of the few people in this community that actually has my personal telephone number, right? And I'm, like, literally texting him last night. I'm like, yo, bro, do you have the Justice League code? Like, whatever, bro. You know what I mean? Like, he's cool people, man. And by the way, if you're watching this, Daniel, after the fact, because you were working and you couldn't make the stream, seriously, thank you for everything. Like, you're awesome. Like, hats off to you. Like, for real. So, what's going on, BitCloud? What's going on, brother? We've got, how much does Cowman cost? It depends on the individual license. I don't know if they're running a promo for Black Friday. I would give that a check. You'd always go to Portrait Displays and see if they're doing a promo, because I actually haven't checked since I already kind of have Cowman. So, yeah, good question, though. What's going on, MLM Lifestyle? What's going on? We've got, which one is better, the U8G or the R646? I'd say for black levels, the R646, the U8G, overall, for color and everything else, really. But if you kind of got pushed up against the wall, maybe you might want to lean a little bit more towards the U6G if you could deal with Black Crush, because motion is better. And I think that does play a good role into it, for sure. Will you review VR headsets in the future? I have no plans to review VR headsets. Pierre says, or not Pierre. Oh, you're talking to Pierre. Gotcha. Shout out Q8FN owners. Yo, for real, my Q8FN owners, man. It's crazy to see you guys. It's insane. We've got, hey, Q, I feel you with the 3Ds. Still have my LG EF9500 with the 3D. Nice. You said play Trine 2 on the you play Trine 2 on it via the PS4/PS5. Very nice. You said how have you been? I've been doing good, man. We've got what do you think of the 97 to 100? What do you think? Wait, what do you think of 97 to 100 inch TVs? I think there's too big, man. It's the next thing to sell you on, right? We're going 8K. But we realize that there are diminishing returns on smaller displays, so what do we need? Think. And then some guy in the back of the corner goes, bigger TVs. I mean, I swear that's how these things happen. They hold these corporate meetings, and you know the type. The corporate meetings that are so disconnected from real people that they're just soulless at that point. And it's almost like an elementary school level meeting with how they demean you, right? And they're just like, all right, team, what are we gonna do? We're gonna make us money. Who's your good boy? And you're just sitting there like, you did not just no. Like, come on, man. I'm a human being, you know? And that's just, bro, corporate meetings suck. They do. Once I got out of that, I'm so happy. Never can go back. I have to work for myself. I'm the personality type that, like, if they piss me off, I'm going to tell them. Like, people have this thing that they do when they're on a job. Like, it's important. It's your livelihood. So, like, you act like it. If your boss says something that's pretty over the line, but not enough to really be something that's over the line, like, they say just enough bitchy shit, so, like, you can't really do anything. So you're just sitting there like, boy, you better be glad you didn't cross all the way over that line, because I'd have told you about yourself, but I need this job, so I'm not going to today. But see, like me, I was the person literally, like, even if I needed the job, I was like, you fucking kidding me? You're not gonna talk to me like that. And everybody in the room would be like, oh. Like I just spoke back to daddy at the dinner table or some shit. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's not how we talk to adults here. Just remember that I'm also an adult. I'm your supervisor, right? It's like, I don't give a fuck. What is this supposed to mean something to me? It's like, goodbye. You know? I don't know, man. That's just me. That's just me, right? Like, I've always been like that, though. Oh, man. I definitely had a hard time growing up for you kids out there that are, you know, young and you are watching the channel. Because I have some people in here that are like 16, 17 years old, you know? So, yeah, I definitely had it hard growing up. And for my adults that also were like me growing up, you know what I'm saying, man. It was rough. Hashtag preach. We've got a Hey Quantum. Are you going to get the HTA7000? Also, are you going to do a Q8FN video? It's been a while since I broke out the Q8FN. It's about time to take this beast out of retirement. Got a lot of requests to do that, so we probably might be doing that pretty soon. As far as the Sony goes, I don't know. I think the HTA7000 was one of the ones on my radar, but I got to look at all of them. I really don't know. If you can, just leave the soundbars that you guys want to see down below, and I'll see what I can do about reviewing some of them for you. What's going on, BitCloud? What's going on, man? We've got... I'm literally about to get fired at my job because I haven't gotten the shot yet. I'm currently filling out religious exemption. Right? I love the way you're like, religious Oh, that shit was funny. Religious exemption. Hopefully it works. I swear, bro. Oh my god. Nobody's with it, bro. Like, it's... I don't know. Let me introduce you to a concept, right? At first, it's going to sound outlandish, but then you might get it. You've got a child at home, or you've got a wife or a mother or somebody important in your life that matters to you. We're not getting political here. This is just like common sense shit, right? Okay. I want to tell your wife or your daughter or your son or your kid or whatever that even though I'm backed by, let's give a name, Hisense, TCL, Sony, Samsung, LG, if they don't buy my TV and put it in their home, they're a bad person. And I'm going to come after their job. So if my TV, when I go around and check, and my TV's not in your house, like the Bible says, wipe the blood of a lamb on your door, right? If I check, smitten, I will smite. Right? Like, that's essentially what's happening here. It's pretty rapey, and I'm just like, you know, I think everybody's trying to find a way out of it because we all recognize we're being pushed into a corner. It's like, come on, man. Like, you don't have to do people like that. But again, it's not about your fucking health, because if it was, they wouldn't be trying to take away the one thing that kind of feeds you, houses you, clothes you, takes care of your livelihood, your well-being, your healthcare, you know, and that's not a political thing. That's like a fact. Like, come on, man, like, leave people alone. But, you know, so I hope it works for you, man. I hope you get to keep your job. Breaks my heart to see people losing their job over this dumb shit. Like, it's not even the way we should be going about it at all. Especially since they said, like, we're not going to do this. Like, factually, actually, like, it would never come to this. We wouldn't do it. On video saying that. And then wants to double back and be like, well, we never said that. Okay, sure you didn't. And you wonder why people hate you. You know, it's like, whatever, man. There's no such thing as an honest politician. Ain't that the damn truth? We've got Real Talk, LOL. We've got Damn from BitCloud. We've got Mac, what's going on? You said I can get a Q9 900TS 8K for $1,000. Should I get it? Just get the C1. Just get the C1 for sure. I like next-gen gaming in HDR. It's impressive. More impressive than movies in HDR. I can kind of see that. I mean, some games are done right, other games aren't. And that's what really pisses me off. Because, like, you'll have some games, like, you know, I'm pretty sure, like, if it's anything like the last one, the Horizon Forbidden West game, gonna be a beautiful showcase of HDR. What's that? The Gran Turismo 7, gonna be great for HDR. It's a lot like Gran Turismo Sport, but you get the idea. I think some games can look really good, but movies are, ugh. And even still, even when games look okay, not on every TV. We've got, and about the PS5 controllers, any suggestions? I'm only interested in adding in the back buttons. Nah, look at Extreme Rates. I think it's like the back kit or back pedal kit or something like that. It's something like that. Use that. That'll definitely get you what you want for sure. Big Cloud, what's going on, man? You said I told you dudes be wilding on this site. Yep, all the time. It's like a daily habit. Hi, man. Like you a lot. You said, how's the QLED? How's the QLED by Samsung? It depends on which one, but Samsung's been on the decline with their QLED line, and I honestly wouldn't recommend it too much. Do you usually recommend HGIG dynamic tone mapping on or off? I usually leave it on. I think it does a lot of good for the TV. I think, especially the way LG does it, is really good. Samsung is okay, but LG it definitely has a good handle on it, especially when you dial in other parameters appropriately. I think you can get some wonderful results, but not perfect. So, as far as HDR goes, you can see a little bit more. I think it's better, but I wish they kind of had HGIG rolled out across everything HDR. I think that might help its case a little bit more, but I don't really see that a lot. All right. We've got, you said, Quantum, hey bro, you going to do a review of the A7000 or the A9? And, will you do, what? I think I already answered this one. I think I just read the same thing twice, or maybe it just came through again. We've got Mac Lawson, what's going on, man? You said, thanks. We've got, Lost Nomad, you said, government says we care about your health. Government closes all the... Oh my god, that's a meme waiting to happen. We care about your health, closes all the gyms. We care about your health, takes away all the food. We care about the health, takes away your job. It's like, you guys remember, like, and I'm genuinely asking, you guys remember, like, when suicide rates went up during quarantine? Everybody was, like, killing themselves because they couldn't stand being around the kids that long. They couldn't stand being around their significant other or stuck in their life situation. Work was like an escape for some people, and they weren't able to go. And as a result, the people who unfortunately were prone to that did end up killing themselves. And this concept of, like, great, we're going to take your job away entirely. I feel like the suicide rates are going to go up again because now, imagine if you've got a mortgage, right? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like, you're going to look your family in the face and be like, I failed you profoundly. I am so very sorry. You got like two choices in this new world that they're creating, right? The New World Order, I'm sure, where it's just kind of like, we're going to have you do what we want you to do. And if you don't, you won't get the social credits. You guys know social credits are already a thing. And where there are concepts of social credits existing, it's going to keep happening. And I don't know, man. I use Australia as the perfect template as to how society is starting to form. And it's just kind of like, it scares me, you know, it genuinely, like as a human, it scares me to see like so many people literally just, okay, I will comply with this. Okay, this is fine. When is it not fine? Like, holy shit, like, stormtroopers came to your house and took your child. Couldn't be me. But that's why I'm lucky. I was born with the American mindset. Like, we don't typically take shit. I mean, there's a good amount that do, but, I mean, they're not the majority. And I think that's the problem that we're facing here. Like, there are people who want to be trampled over, and, like, they're almost masochistic, you know? They get off on it, like, literally, probably. But then there are other people like us, like, that are just sitting there, and we're like, I believe in freedom. I believe, like, I should be free to live a life that's dignified and just fair, right? I don't think that's asking too much. You already make it, bro, you know how fucked it is for the government to try to tell you you need to do something, you're going to lose your job? They already tell you, if you don't pay me taxes, I'm going to take you to jail. Okay, how much do I owe you? I'm not going to tell you that, but you already know. You're damn right I do. It's like they're trying to fuck us at every turn, and this is a new creative way. And now they've got this new thing that they're doing where they're trying to, like, monitor our bank accounts and shit. And I'm like, not with it. And then when they got pushback for it, now they want to do it for people who have over 10 grand. And it's like, do you not understand the concept of private finances? Like, stop trying to monitor people's private bank accounts. Like, that's so sketchy and shady. And it's just like, no, like, I'm not with it, dude. Like, so yeah, absolutely. We've got, Some 8, what are your thoughts on audiophiles on YouTube? What do you mean, like, audiophiles? Like, people who just, like, love sound or, like, you know, like, make channels around, like, sound quality? I mean, because I don't have a problem with that. I mean, honestly, I find a lot of the, like, sound AV YouTubers, like, the guys that focus more on sound, to be a lot more bearable. They're not, like, I mean, they're salesmen, don't get me wrong, but they're not, like, the TV world, we're like, you have to know what you're talking about when you're talking about displays, HDR, gamma curves, you know, wide color gamuts. You're talking about, you know, what's the better TV for this gaming feature, that you need to know what you're talking about. And so in the TV world, it's a lot easier to run into somebody like trying to fluff themselves up as a guru, doing what Vincent does. Literally, he's the perfect example. Started out as a reporter, was all over his website at first. I don't know where that information went and why people can't find that readily available. Okay. And then now everybody forgets about David McKenzie being his source and how he got all of his information. And now everybody's just like, he's the best. It's like, is he though? And I'm going to point out an example that like he does little things like if you're actually knowledgeable, which he knows, the general consumer will never know this stuff. There's a lack in your knowledge for this stuff if you don't do it. And he knows that and he plays on that. And I hate that because it's like he goes on DaVinci Resolve. He uses 3 fucking serial nodes and starts bragging about his HDR workflow. I'm like, bitch, where are your parallel nodes? Where are your outside layer nodes? Where is your fucking workflow? You want to talk like you're big, bro? Talk like me. Talk like a person that knows about serial, parallels, color transforms. You know about all kinds of modification tools under the effects lab. Like, you know what you're doing when you start dealing with different effects to get different looks and keys and all that. And like, oh my God, like he didn't even use a layer mixer node. Like, I'm over it, dude. Like, I am over it. I get triggered 100% when I see a guy like that start beating his chest as if anyone could just color grade. And then he actually got pushed back by his own community. And when they called him out for that shit, he was just kind of like, even though it was a proof of concept, no, you don't get to hide behind a proof of concept when you literally got up there with a beginner's workflow talking shit. Like, you did that. Like, you did that. So, I don't know, man. I don't like that guy at all. Like, he's so arrogant. Like, calm down. Like, dude, you got 300,000 subscribers on YouTube and you act like you're like, you know, Marquise Brown or PewDiePie. It's like, oh my God, I hate people like that. It's like, dude, they're just digital numbers. Like, be a person. You could do that. Massive shout out to Paulo. I'm going to mess this up. Paez. I hope I said that wrong. Right. I probably messed it up though. Either way, I want to thank you. Welcome to the VIP family. I really appreciate you coming out, joining, being a part of the VIP community. It really means the world to me to have you guys coming on and participating and doing all these things for me and for the community. So welcome to the Pumpkin Gang, brother. Look at that right there. Man, this pumpkin is already full, and this is just tonight, man. You guys are awesome. I want to thank you guys all so much for that, really. Going right on the pumpkin wall, man. I love it. I love it. You guys are awesome. So for sure, I appreciate you guys. We've got more questions coming in. LGC1 or UHG, C1 for sure. Hey, and if you guys, I love that. What you just did just there, Stevens, I really appreciate that. If you guys want quick, like to the point answers, do what you just did and just do like, put it between a couple of different models. And that's the question, right? I can easily answer that out if you just, like, if you take options away from me, I don't have to get in my creative mind and think about all the possibilities. I can literally just give you the answer based off of what you're looking for. And you can keep doing that with different models. So that's how you'll end up at the best TV. If you ever want to know the fastest way to get an answer out of me, do it like that. Because I can do that in seconds. You know, I know between 2 TVs, which one's better all day, every day. Boom, done. So yeah, if you want a fast answer, sound off down below and I got you. And we'll just speed through those real quick for sure. We've got, what do you think of the LG G2? I haven't seen it. It's not out yet. Will it get Evo panel or the new heatsink? I mean, I think it probably will get something Evo because it's marketing. I mean, call it what it is. But like a lesser version of it. And they'll probably reserve the best one for the G1. Or maybe not. Maybe I could be wrong. But I think they would need to compete with whatever is on the horizon. So that's a hard cookie to crack. I don't know yet. Just got the QN900A since they dropped the price hardcore. Love it. 85 inches. We've got Quantum TV. Oh, are you getting Halo Series Xbox? I saw that Halo Series Xbox. That was beautiful. It really was. Gold trim and everything. I loved it. It looked really good. But no, I'm not getting that. And I'm definitely not getting the Xbox mini fridge. Number one, it's very ugly. And I've got what we would call, I don't know if it's gaudy taste, but like definitely over the top expensive taste. And if I'm going to pay money for a refrigerator, it's not going to be an Xbox that literally looks like a cube, an ugly black cube in my home. It's got to have some sort of like attraction to it. Like I got to feel good walking up to it, getting ice at night or something. Like I got to feel something when I look at it, you know. That's just me though. Q for Prez. Yeah, man, what's up with that? I freaking wish we would change this place overnight. We've got hi Q. Sorry, I asked. You asked again, but real curious if you can suggest back buttons for the PS5. I mean, it's the extreme rate ones, but if you just go on Amazon, you type in extreme rate and you type in back paddles, it'll pop right up. It'll be like probably the first one, honestly. It's really easy. But counteractively, if you comment the same thing, just copy and paste your comment, put it down below. I'll find it and I should be able to shoot you a link over to exactly what you're looking for to be able to help you out. We've got not William. The Lost Nomad says William Wallace freedom. I love it. They monitor everything anyway. They're kind of just letting us know. You're not lying. Know now that it's no surprise. I mean, like, that's true. I mean, they do monitor everything, but like, could you imagine a world where somebody can, like, yeah, before you had to be a coward about it, right? You had to be like casually in my business, right? Now you're gonna tell me to my face, I'm gonna root through your shit and you're not gonna do anything about it? Like, I beg your pardon. It's like, it's my private finances. Like, I made my money. I worked hard. I legally acquired my money. And you're up in my personal bank account. That's a violation of privacy. Like, that's none of your business. None of your business how much you make. I guarantee you, if you say a comment like that, right? And I'm not trying to single you out or be mean to you, but you can say a comment like that. But if somebody on the street were to ask you how much money you had in your bank account, you'd tell them what? None of your damn business, right? So why does you're going to let the government come in and monitor every transaction you make? That's so stupid. Like, I could never do that. Like, it's like, that's still disrespectful as hell. Like, that's none of your business. Stay in your lane. Your job is to govern the governors and like all the little bullshit that you do. Don't try to govern my everyday life. Like, that is none of your business. And when the government starts doing stuff like that, you need to understand it doesn't just stop there. They're not just going to say, today we're going to monitor your bank account, and that's where it stops. It's a power grab. It's an overreach. They're going to keep doing this. And every time they get away with it, they're going to implement new shit. That's how communism takes root. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens when people see things that are an overreach and they go, that makes me uncomfortable, but okay. And they keep saying that. It's not okay. Not going to be okay with that. It's my private bank account. And honestly speaking, you know, if that's just the way they're going to behave, I mean, get creative is all I'll say there. We've got I'm from Australia and my Q8FN gets firmware updates. Pray for me. I'd just take it offline, man, for sure. I wouldn't even use it. What's going on, Craig? You said listening to the government is listening to your wife. Yes, dear. It's actually, I mean, like, maybe if you married the wrong woman, it's like, yes, dear. But I tell you, man, my wife, dude, we have open conversations all the time. There's no like, yes, dear, I'm sorry, okay, you know, whatever you say, honey. Like, not in my household, dude. Like, I don't know. I could never, like, just yes, dear it. Like, I'd be so miserable. Think about it. Marriage, right? There it is. There it is right there. For the rest of my life. You know how fucking miserable I'd be if I'm just yes, dearing every day of my life? Oh my God. I see why some men off themselves. Because, like, there's no way to live. There's not living. You're literally, like, miserable every day. Fortunately for me, I don't have that problem. I'm happy every day of my life with my wife. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, damn, I dodged a bullet, man. Wow, seeing like all these feminists, seeing all these crazy chicks, like literally like, dude, real story. I had a friend, we're not going to name names, had a friend, had a girl, they got together, had a kid. Normal, right? Except she didn't want the kid, he wanted the kid. He was like, have the kid, just give the kid to me. She doesn't tell him that she's going to get rid of the kid, gets rid of the kid. He's there, finds out at the place, crying that his kid's dead, aborted, killed, done. Tough. My right. He had no parental say. Like, and that's the kind of woman I could have potentially been with if I wasn't careful with who I selected. So I don't know, man. I just, you know, I know you're not like, I'm not trying to get on you or anything, but you know what I'm saying? Like, ugh, I could never. And like, that's my policy with the government. Like, you can try to tell me certain things, but I'm the type of person you're going to have to put me down because I'm not going to just go along with whatever you say. Fact. I'm not a fucking doormat. You're not just going to do whatever you want. You're not just going to come into my life and say, I run this. I'm the handler for your wife now. I get to sleep with her. I'm going to close the door behind me. You're going to listen to me clap your wife's cheeks. And then at the end of it, you can have her back. because that's the new world that we live in today. And that's where it's getting to, in my personal opinion, because that's communism, right? That's what's going on in places like China, whether people will tell you or not, in those concentration camps that they have, re-education camps. Oh my God, I can tell you some shit that would blow your mind. Probably get banned too, especially given the current administration. But oh my God, the kind of shit you'll hear. Bro, not me. Not me. No handlers coming up in my shit. But again, I'm not a commie. I don't care about that shit. You know, I'm not for that. But that's where America's trying to go. And every time they try to turn America into China, it fails because they forgot that, like, the people who founded this country were exiles because they didn't follow the rules. And then they're mad. And they're like, why are you not following the rules? It's like, you built a lawless country and made rules after the fact. And then the rules you made were that if your government becomes a problem, you can take them down with weapons. That now you want to overthrow and ban because you now want to overreach and overstep bounds. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. We've got, Paulo, you said, please. Yeah, I'll drop that down for you for sure. If you, definitely comment down below and I got you. Hey, what's going on, Gerald? What's happening, man? You said LG C1 or next year? I'd get the C1. I did personally. You'll be very happy with that TV. Or is the BX still good? BX is a solid TV. It is better than the C10. So I say if you got that, I mean, if you want to wait, you can because you got a good TV already. I'm sorry. I still think HDR is a gimmick like 3D, to be honest. Same here. He has AI. I don't know. I guess that's a different question for another person. We got TCL 6 series, Hisense U8G. I'd go Hisense U8G personally. We've got, Moody, still, the C1 is better, than the BX. So, yeah, I got you. Do you love going to theaters? Never. I don't go to movie theaters. I find movie theaters gross and disgusting. There are two reasons I don't go to movie theaters. One, the picture quality is so below anything I see at home on my screen that I just can't do it. They don't have any cool, like, dynamic LED ambient light kits going on in the back, matching and syncing to my content, right? They don't have clean environments, and the speakers 9 times out of 10 are so overplayed. They're crackly and they're shitty, right? It's just loud with bass. That doesn't do it for me, right? You need something more than that. And then at the end of the day, if you get the wrong seat, you're there with, like, people kicking your shit, and I'm a violent motherfucker. I will beat your ass if you touch me. Like, if I'm not expecting it and, like, you were there behind me just keep kicking my seat, I had to walk out of many movies because don't do it. I have very few pet peeves that are like that. Kicking my seat in a movie theater, you're gonna get fucked up. Like, don't do it. Don't do it. Because you're kicking me. You're literally, like, the whole fucking movie kicking my shit. Oh my God. Can you tell? I don't do movies. I'm not the personality type for movies. I stay my ass home because I know I'll catch a case. Now, the other part of this was, as a movie fan, I would think that's obvious. Yeah, Nah, I stay home, man. I stay home for sure. But do you critique image quality of cinema projectors? Yes, because they're trash. The black levels are very gray, and the judder is unreal. And in some cinemas, they don't have the same quality projectors as others. And I went to one cinema that had, like, the most washed out colors I've ever seen. Went to another one, colors were good, but then the judder is just shitty. And then you're just sitting here on this dirty seat, literally filthy. It's black on the fucking armrest that you're supposed to put your arms on. And it's like, I'm not doing that, right? And then you're sitting in the seat like, God, how many diseases am I getting in this chair right now? It's from start to finish. It's not ergonomic. It's not comfortable. Like, the only kind of movie theater that maybe would be remotely appropriate is a luxury movie theater like maybe iPick. But even that isn't using the most state-of-the-art, like, fantastic, fantabulous thing ever. And I think, like, honestly speaking, if you're going to be at that stage where you're charging people entry prices, you need to update your technology. Screw projectors, screw cinema shit. You need to get you something like the Wall, right? The commercial grade mini LED, like, get the badass shit. Like, make people see the next wave. And if they're not doing that, I'm not interested. And even then, I'm not interested because, number one, movies are not movies anymore. They're very political now. I watched The Purge. You can watch my review on the vlog channel that I did, but holy shit. Holy cow. Like, I didn't even know it was that bad. I'm innocently just trying to buy a movie to just chill, right? And it's just like value after value after value after value after value attacked. They just attack you. There's no plot. There's no plot anymore. It's just like, yeah, they stage it weird. They stage it weird to like race bait everything, and they're always the victim. And I'm over it. It's like, can you stop? Like, I'm you. How are you a victim? I'm paying you. I'm your customer. So yeah, like no, I don't mess with movies anymore. Like, dude, like screw movies, dude. Like they're terrible. Like they really are. It's got to launch first, and I got to see something about it before I waste my time. Because yeah, absolutely not. We've got swear to God, you said. We've got oh yeah, so-called yes dear marriage, pretty much. We've got I look at my fiance just proposed. I feel so lucky. I've been blessed with her. Congratulations, man. That's a beautiful feeling. There's nothing like that honeymoon phase, like of like being in love. Not necessarily honeymoon phase, but you'll be there soon. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna be newlyweds. You're gonna have that experience, and I'm gonna tell you, like, I might not look very old, right? Sage level wisdom from the 10 years I've been married, okay? Don't, how do I put this? Don't do what you think she wants you to do. Just be honest and open. And, you know, just remember, anyone can fall in love. Not everybody can stay in love. Fact. You have to work at that shit. It's not like you just wake up in the morning and you agree with everything every day of your life. You're gonna fight. You're gonna have shit like I'm sure you do now. But it gets worse the more years you stack on. And, you know, they say that men get a 7-year itch. Don't think that women don't have something similar, okay? They just probably don't tell you about it. You gotta work through your marriage. You gotta work at your shit. Don't let yourself, I don't know, don't let yourself fall, is all I'm saying. Not that you have, but I'm gonna tell you, like, reading the Florida handbook for, like, marriage, very fucking depressing. You know, it's never positive vibes. It's like, you're getting married. Congratulations, hopefully for the rest of your life. In case of a divorce, here's all the shit you need to know. And it's just like all this negative stuff about how to, like, screw your spouse. I hate it. It's terrible. But, like, you know, just be smart, have fun, and live your life. And if you already feel lucky, you're halfway there. You know what I'm saying? So definitely congratulations to you. And shout out for your engagement, man. Most definitely. Hi, bro. Love the channel. Big fan. Just ordered the LG C1 because of you 100%. But when are you going to do more movie reviews? I'm a fan of those too. I'll be doing movie reviews on the vlog channel because the movies are getting really political, and frankly, it's just not worth it to do it on this channel because there are some things that need to be said that I can't exactly say here that has to be said there because I can't say it here because holy shit, they cross lines. They cross bad lines. Like, dude, like, I'm talking like they like groom children in movies like bad. Like, it's awkward sometimes. So yeah, I'm not with it, but if you want more movie reviews, I got you, bro. Just come on over to the vlog channel. Just understand, like, it's gonna be balls to the walls as always, man. I don't hold anything back with this stuff. So it is what it is. So hopefully that's not gonna scare you off, man, because you know it's gotta happen sometimes. I respect your channel, but your bias to the C1 over the A80J is mind-boggling. The C1 doesn't even come close to this TV. I've owned both. LG only wins in the gaming aspects. You've never had proper settings. I tell you that right now. Fact. 1,000,000,000%. I've tested both. Let me ask you something. Like, just G shit. As man to man. Do you really think the guy that has been saying LG is shit for years, my top videos, hundreds of thousands of views in total, okay? And even on some singular videos, I've been telling you not to buy LG. And I'm going to turn around and tell you it's better than a Sony, the TV I started out owning over the LG. You really think I'm going to tell you that if it's not true? Come on, bro. It's better. It's factually actually better. And it's not just in gaming. We're not just looking at, oh, you do video games, because I don't use the game mode feature. The game optimizer is cool. It's a benefit. It's a plus. HDMI 2.1, cool, benefit, but not where it stops. You're talking about that AI Picture Pro, the ability to shut off parts of your processing chip. The motion, okay, that is number one. And the fact that it's actually more accurate post-calibration than what you get on that, what is that? The Sony A80J. It's not an accurate TV, and no matter how many times I calibrated it, it still had an overly blue hue. A hue that I proved in my recent video, you know, using RTings, because nobody would listen to me, right? Because I don't know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, go watch that video. Even in their picture, that blue tint shows up, so you know I'm not crazy. When I calibrate it and they calibrate it, it looks the same. That blue hue is there, and I don't know. Sony's different now, and the X1 Extreme chip that I have on my Sony A8G literally outclassed the XR chip. Fact. They're not making it better. It's just a gimmick. They're bullshitting, dude. And I know that maybe you might like Sony, or maybe you might have a preference of Sony, but I'm telling you, dude, It ain't the best. The C1's the best. That's why I bought it. I'm just saying, if a professional calibrator slash photographer slash colorist hobbyist got into this TV and said this is the best after years of hating on LG for literally not being the best, and now is telling you the best, I'm not lying to you, dude. Like, what reason would I have? You think they're gonna sponsor me after all the shit I've been talking about them? Come on. That's all I'll say. I'm not trying to get on you. I'm not. But you gotta understand what you're saying sounds ridiculous to me, man. It does. All right. So moving on, we've got. How does the stream? I'm sorry. How does the stream went from HDR to governments? If it's a sign of something, what if it's a sign for something? It's that we, your community, feel safe speaking so much things with you. Yeah, I mean, like, we just kind of have fun here and we talk about whatever because we're all welcome to just have a voice and talk, right? You know, only thing is, just don't be an ass. Like, I have people come on and say, mother F you, screw your family, I hate you, and also HDR isn't great because, or HDR is great because whatever. Like, they'll insult me before they have the conversation. It's like, if you want a conversation, just present your point, tell me why you think what you think, and we'll talk about it. But if you start off with insults, I'm going to block you. I'm not even gonna read it. You like so many people type that shit up. It'll be like a long paragraph, straight insults. I'll skim through that shit too. I'll be like, screw you, cunt. Okay, done. And once I see you've crossed the line, it's over. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time on you. You know, so like I think it's really cool. Like with this community, we have people that can have a conversation. We can agree to disagree. Like, I literally just disagreed a second ago with Richard. You think I'm going to ban Richard because I disagree? No, I'm not going to disagree with Richard. I'm not going to ban Richard for disagreeing. You can disagree. We agree to disagree on different things, and that's healthy. That's what makes society what it is. You know, that disagreement is what's going to make technology move forward. But when everybody just kind of has this idea, when I want your opinion, I'm going to give it to you, that's when we start fucking up. So I think it's beautiful that we can have these conversations. I really do. It's great. We've got... I personally like IMAX. IMAX is pretty sick. You said, would you say LG C1 is a good upgrade coming from the KS8000? Absolutely, most definitely. If theaters had huge LED screens, that would be damaging to the eyes. Not if they turned it down low. You said, but the judder is terrible. Yeah, they just have to tune it down. Just tone down the brightness levels. You don't have, I mean, it has a slider, you know what I mean? Just turn it down and we're good. You know, don't rock it at like 12,000 nits. That's not necessary at all. 10,000, whatever. You know, just rock it at something modest, like, you know, whatever, you know, I don't know, 1,000 nits. I think that's reasonable. Most people would accept that. We've got, this stream is hitting hard on all aspects. Sage. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I appreciate that, Alfonso. He said, yes. He said, Q providing settings and marriage guidance. He said, that's value. I mean, yo, it is what it is. I mean, not for nothing. Your boy ain't been married for 10 years for no reason. I know what I'm doing. I've had trial and error to learn, okay? And a lot of, like, just caring, you know? When you fuck up, you gotta have that open relationship with your family. And also, we make them kick-ass settings, too. You know what I mean? So, marriage is a full-time job. It is. It absolutely is. But, you know, I don't look at it as a job. I look at it more as, like, something that, like, it's beautiful. It's a understanding of somebody else that you're going to literally spend the rest of your life with, and of course you're going to have disagreements, but it's when you can bounce back from a disagreement and you come back stronger from that. That's when, like, the magic happens in a marriage. That's when you're like fucking ace. You are the king of everything. Like, you've accomplished the world because you looked at somebody that you love and y'all had a tizzy and you came out even stronger after it. That's power. Like, that's wonderful. And I think, like, more people can do it. Great. You know, fantastic. I hate seeing, like, divorce rates go up because it's not necessary. Like, believe in what you signed up for better or for worse. And, you know, when the for worse part is there, don't just flake out and be like, she gained like 30 pounds. What do you mean she gained another 50 pounds and we're 72? It's like, you're growing old together. Accept that, like, bodies change as life goes on. You're going to get gray hair. She's going to get gray hair. You might get a pot belly. You want her to leave you for that? When you start balding? I see dudes leaving their wives because they gained like fucking 5 pounds. It's bullshit. But I'm not saying that any of you guys are like that, but I see it happen all the time. And I'm like, wow, like, what a douchebag, dirtbag thing to do. Like, just stay with your girl. But you know how it is. All right, so we've got... So true. We've got West Sony lost. Sony lost since, yeah. We got too honest. Sony is hurting financially. Literally my most favorite channel because of the honesty. And that's how we keep it, man. We have to be real with you guys. I mean, I'm under the belief, like, if you're a straight shooter like me, you can pick up on bullshit in a minute. Like, if I'm sitting here and I'm, like, capping my ass off and I'm just lying to you the whole time, I feel like you're going to be like, Wow, so like he really thinks I'm stupid. Cool, fuck this guy. So you know what I mean? Like Vincent literally saying, I get overlooked and neglected and don't get to go to pre-CES events. And he has that every one. I've been saying that for years, but that pissed me off. Don't act like you need a Patreon because you're like me. I'm an independent guy. Nobody's sponsoring fucking TV shit for me. Nobody's sending me out to fucking Crampton and more or any of this shit. Nobody likes me in this community. Like Value Electronics, fucking Stop the FOMO, Whisper Status, The Villain Man, Joe Lister G4. I can name them all. They all fucking hate me. And you think I give a shit? Because I have you guys. You guys are the lifeblood of this channel. I do this for you. I don't do this for them. I don't give a shit that my competitors don't like that I'm going to call a Sony A80J shit because it's actually shit from what it came from. I don't care that my competitors are going to hate that I'm calling them out for blatantly marketing bad products or subpar products that aren't upgrades. That while you have the chance, you're better off saving the money and getting something like the A8H, which you still are over the A80J. Like, I don't care when people get in their feelings over that. And if that makes me a clown, I'll wear the fucking hat. But I'll tell you right now, I mean, c'est la vie. I mean, what are you gonna do? You know, it is what it is. People have their opinions. We've got, do you work out? I don't work out anymore. I used to, but yeah, these noodles, these pool noodles I'm rocking. I don't work out anymore. I only do maintenance workout. Not workout, but like maintenance stuff. So like, you know, make sure I'm not getting fat. So like I go on a walk or some dumb shit. I don't do anything serious anymore. Good night. Good nights, most definitely. You said good night. Gotcha. You said, Master, I used to think everything Sony was king until I watched Quantum's channel. That's funny. Honesty works. You said, let's go Quantum. And you said, what's your next video about? Next videos are always a secret. I don't have, well, phone just dropped. You said, whatever you said. I forgot. The phone just kind of distracted me. But that's a pretty good way to kind of end it for the most part. I think I answered pretty much every question that I could. What's up here from New York? What's up, man? We're just kind of exiting and ending the stream. What do you think about the C1 faring well and SDR for anime? You have the 900F before. I think you'll love it coming from the 900F. The black levels are insane. They really are. Truly pure independent source of tech and news information. Yeah, shit, I don't have any other choice. And even if I did, I don't like selling out. It's not my thing. I really don't. Like when people, like, cause like now it's weird. It's weird. Like this YouTube thing, I'll close like this. I'll tell you guys a little bit about like being a creator. It's weird, right? Like when I first started this channel, I never really expected anything serious. Like I was just doing me, being honest and saying, hey, if people want honesty, it's there. And people liked it. Now here we are, some like 50,000+ people later, right? And it's great. But it's weird because like now that you have an audience, they don't care what it is. These marketers will come to me in my email and they'll be like, would you like to put on a video for Nike? Would you like to do a Neiman Marcus video? Would you like to do a Home Depot video? Like every little stupid shit. And I'm like, do you not understand that I'm the #1 brand in honesty? I'm the guy that hates people like you. Like, what are you coming to me for? You did no research at all. And it's just, it really gets on my first nerve. But I'm not the only one getting these offers. People with much larger audiences get 10 times more of the same shit, but they bite to it. And that's why you'll see, well, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. And I'm over here like, you fucking, like, wow, Squarespace is all it took to buy your dignity. Great job there, chump. Great job. Real man. Let's give a round of applause for all the real men out there giving in to fucking shillery. It's disgusting. It's cheap. And I don't do it. I mean, the only thing I do, which some people can call questionable, is I approach a company like I did with Extreme Rate and say, hey, I bought a couple of your products. I think they're really cool. And I'd like to maybe share this with my community. I almost said friends because I feel like you guys are like friends, you know? I'd like to share this with you guys because, you know, it's really cool. And I want to share my PS5 builds. It's a new thing I'm getting into. I think it's really cool to build my controllers and stuff. I love that. And I want to share that with people who want to do it too. And, you know, I'll share things like, you know, information that I get from Hisense, which is really cool. There's no money that changes hands ever. Like, honestly, if I'm being very real with you, I'm kind of getting taken for a ride here. Like, they're not paying me shit. Like, it's literally just like me just saying, hey, I'll talk about whatever product you inform me about. You know, because it's cool, because it's a TV community and they want to know. That's it. That's the arrangement. Like, I don't get shit. Like, there's no like, hey, Quantum, you're the employee of the month this year. All those U8G sales. Here you go. Here's another 10 grand. Like, I'm not LG. You know, I'm not LG's like cherry pick boy like Vincent getting sent on trips and getting the VIP treatment and all that shit. It doesn't happen for me like that. So for me, it's very important to be real with you from day one, let you know, rock out with honesty. And if you fuck with me, you fuck with me. I mean, at sometimes we're going to get political, we're going to disagree, but I would like to believe that as people, we could look at each other and say, hey, I might not jive with what he's saying, but like, it is what he does. He's true with himself, and that's what I do here. Like, I'm real all the time, and I hope that like people respect it and like it. And I see here we got a member, we got Tribal King, mad respect, brother. I thank you for joining the VIP family. Welcome, and welcome to the Pumpkin Gang. As you guys see there, Tribal King, I really appreciate you, brother. And all of you people, I Sincerity, Why You Mad, Doe, Michael C, Jason, Paulo, Tribal King, all of you guys were rocking out real hard tonight for me, and I really do appreciate it. You guys, really, we are crowd and self-funded, so every little bit helps. You guys are helping keep this independent, keep this real, keep this running. These TVs aren't cheap, and you guys help me with this stuff, so I really thank you guys for that, for sure. And then we also have fun here, so most definitely. We've got final questions, comments of the night that I'm going to answer before I close things out. We've got, we have a reminder. My wife's giving me the reminder to give Daniel G. Perez the code here. I don't actually know where that code is. It's somewhere in here. I'll just have to text it to him later. I don't have it on hand, though. We got, what up, Q? Say hi. I'm saying hi. What's going on, brother? Nice to hear from you. Devontae, what's going on, man? You said, I'm just glad you didn't cream your pants over the A90J like every other reviewer. Also, your C10 settings are amazing, and I use them daily. Thanks, Q. I love comments like that. You know what I mean? Like, thank you for listening. Like, creaming my jeans ain't my thing. It just don't happen like that for me. I'm not that. You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine? You know what I mean? Could you imagine, like, being a grown-ass dude? Like, literally some guy comes out with a TV. No check guaranteed to you. You're just going to cream your jeans until they notice you. That's like the ultimate notice me senpai moment. Like, what do I look like to them? Like, I don't know. That's like a moment away from upskirting in a subway. Like, that's so creepy. Like, I don't know. It's not my thing, man. We've got thanks for another great intellectual debate and discussion with the community. I appreciate you, man, for sure. And we've got must have missed the questions. Would you spend 700, 800? I mean, honestly, not really. I'd wait. PS5 isn't all that serious. I'd just wait because everything comes out in 2023 anyway that I want and most people want, so I just wait. But I gotta go. My battery's about to die. So that's the end of the live stream. I want to thank you guys so much for watching the #1 Brandon and honestly being a part of this community. We'll do another debate. Leave your recommendations for what kind of debate you want to see next. We'll make it happen. We'll have live conversation and fun. And I want to, again, thank you guys so much for coming out. You guys are awesome. God bless and have a good night.